Okay, so today on Twin Cities Live, we're talking about deeply feeling kids and highly sensitive adults. These are terms you might have heard. Deeply feeling kids, in fact, often grow into highly sensitive adults.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. And if these terms are new to you, like it is me, you're likely not alone. So Dr. Karin Ryan with Nystrom Associates is here to explain. Hello. Always good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Okay, you have some explaining to do because I'd never heard these specific terms. I think I know people like this, but I didn't know there was actually a clinical term for this.
Yeah. So the clinical term deeply feeling kids is coined by Dr. Becky Kennedy, who's a clinical psychologist and has Good Inside parenting and coaching advice. And what it highlights is deeply feeling kids are kids that feel things more deeply, right? So they might have stronger emotional reactions to certain things, positive or challenging, or really like have times where they have a more reactive. They're more reactive emotionally to certain environmental kind of stressors or stimuli. And what we find is when you try to comfort kids who are deeply feeling kids, it can almost be overwhelming for them. So there's a trait of them kind of pushing you away because it feels like too much in the moment. So deeply feeling kids really feel really deeply and have strong emotional reactions to things. And this is just a kind of a personality characteristic. So it's nothing bad or wrong. It's just part of how they operate and how they take in and experience their world.
But it can be challenging to parent a child like that because sometimes I think what I've found is that people might have 3 kids and one of them is deeply feeling and the other ones aren't. And I think parents can get frustrated and be like, why is this such a big deal to you? Why are you freaking out? And then that makes them feel shame. I mean, it can really be like this very difficult spiral.
It is really difficult. And that's why the knowledge is power. And so being able to know what this term is now, Ben, and be able to oh, I think this might be what one of my kids is experiencing, that really helps then you navigate it. So you're right. The key then is when you have a deeply feeling kid and they're having a strong emotional response, the first thing is, can you stay calm as the parent or the adult? And say, this is just how my kid experiences things. This isn't a reflection on me, or if my kid is not a bad kid, they are just having an emotional reaction and I can help them through this.
Oh my gosh, Dr. Becky, I love Dr. Becky so much, by the way. She has that mantra that you say that I've used so many times in parenting, which is, everybody has a hard time. Basically, you're not a bad kid. I don't have a bad kid. He's just having a hard time. And I did that a ton with my middle son in particular, and it was so helpful to me.
Yeah, and that's why it's called Good Inside, because we're all good inside. We're just having a hard time. Yeah, and so what's highlighting when you have a deeply feeling kid is the normal ways we try to help calm or ground or connect don't work because it can feel overwhelming for them. So Dr. Becky has 3 main skills to do that are really helpful. So the first one is instead of saying and reflecting on how they're feeling in the moment, reflect on what they wish would happen or what they're wanting. So for example, if a kid starts to, they have ice cream, they've eaten their ice cream and they start crying, they're kind of angry and they're stomping around because they want more ice cream.
And you're like, we're done.
And you want to be like, I know that you're angry, I can see that you're sad. That can feel overwhelming, right? Or we try to convince them not to feel that way. And so her goal is to say you wish you could have more ice cream. Right?
Like validating.
Yeah, and that really de-escalates it and makes it feel more accessible, right? Because it's not as overwhelming to the kid to acknowledge how they're feeling in that moment. It's just too much. So oh, you wish you could watch another show. I know, you wish you could just snuggle in bed and not go to school today, or you wish that we had more time together, don't you? So you can see how even as you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, that is more,
so that little technique for the child
kid
is actually oh, you actually understand what I mean.
Yes, and that's the key, Ben. The key is kids who are deeply feeling really need to feel understood and need to feel they're okay, they're not too much. And so when you can understand that. So that's one is the make it a wish. The other technique is a thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs sideways. So what she'll say is when the kid is feeling overwhelmed, you're wanting to process it, instead of having them use words or agree with you, you can say, I'm going to say some things and I want you to give me a thumbs up if I'm right, a thumbs sideways if I'm kind of right, kind of wrong, or a thumbs down if I'm wrong, right? So let's say something happened at school and you know that they were kind of upset by it. You could say, I want to talk to you about school a little bit. Give me a thumbs up, right? Was it really hard when you heard that your friend said that to you? And so you can see how they're able to just give a thumbs up, thumbs sideways, or thumbs down.
Because in an emotional state, they might be having a hard time finding the right words to express what they're feeling.
Yeah, the pressure to articulate that is a lot.
And then if they give you a thumbs up, thumbs sideways, or thumbs down, then you're done. You have now connected. You've heard them. They feel heard, and they feel validated.
Okay, so what's the side door? You're only allowed to go in or out on the way to school? Side door?
Yeah, side door is it's again with that theme of if you come directly at it, it can feel like too much. So if let's say you had an argument, there was a fight on the playground at school, right, between two peers, and you were to say like, oh, I bet when you got in that fight, it was really hard for you. Did you feel kind of angry and sad? That can be too activating for the kid. But if you say, you know, when I was a kid, sometimes at the playground, it was really hard to figure out, like, who do I play with and how do I get along with kids?
So
you know,
good.
I remember kids sometimes trying to figure out who was the best person to play with, and it had to change. That was hard to navigate. And you're just gonna say this as a comment, and that little deeply feeling kid is taking that all in and knowing, oh, it makes sense, I'm not too much, my feelings are valid.
Yeah.
And so that's a side door. So it's like giving generalizations or talking about your own experiences.
I think also, regardless of if your child would be classified as a deeply feeling kid, it's universal genius connection advice
Spot on.
for your kids. I mean, she's so amazing. But let's talk about then, before we go, the transition from a deeply feeling kid to a highly sensitive adult.
Yeah, or a highly sensitive person, HSP, exactly.
HSP.
Yeah, and so that is where, you know, they're similar because a lot of deeply feeling kids turn into or develop into adults, right? And they're highly sensitive. And so what that means is you, again, have a real strong emotional reaction to certain things. You might be more deeply impacted by movies you watch, or if you see an accident as you drive by, you just find yourself feeling more strongly. You're also more sensitive to like sensory input around you. So you're at a party, you're happy to be there, but kind of all the stimuli feels like too much.
Yeah.
Another key that's really important is you notice the nuances in people's facial expressions or the tone of their voice. So if you were to squint your eyes, be like, ooh, is he mad? Is he angry? Is he interested? So highly sensitive people are really picking up on those nuances.
Boy,
and it can be exhausting.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, I was going to say that hyper-analyzing can be really exhausting.
Yeah, and so there's just, I think when you recognize that you are a highly sensitive person or highly sensitive adult, it's knowing, okay, this is how I operate in the world, and how do I help to have, I think like therapy can be helpful, or doing work of how do I not over-interpret everything, and how do I have boundaries? So if I think that person is having a hard time, how can I care but not take it on?
Yeah.
And so for me, highly sensitive people, the key there is like boundaries.
So good. And particularly if you were a highly sensitive person who wasn't parented really ideally as a deeply feeling kid, therapy can help you
100%.
to work through that. Oh, so good. Okay,
Thank you.
Dr.
My
Ryan,
pleasure.
fantastic. Nystrom Associates provides care in the fields of psychiatry, psychology, family therapy, and more. Their contact information is posted on TwinCitiesLive.com.
We'll be right back.